things. So,
Yes,
do you have any final thoughts before we wrap up?
well, I think the situation is serious. I think the war, from the point of view of the Israelis and the Americans, has already been lost. And that doesn't mean that Israel has to cease as a state. Israel can survive as a state, but it has to adopt a different attitude toward Iran. Israelis have to say, we have to live and let live. We don't have to agree with the Iranian system of government. We don't have to like them. We don't have to love them, but we need to respect their right to exist as a great nation. And unless we reach that understanding and we let them help them understand that we mean it, we're not going to turn again. We're not going to try another sneak attack. We're not going to make believe we're negotiating and attack them like we did to Hezbollah in Qatar, or like we did on February 28th. We cannot continue this way. We need to establish credibility as a negotiating state who acts according to the diplomatic rules that have been established since Ivan the Terrible was eventually, overtaken by civilization and diplomacy. You cannot continue operating this way. You are not the chosen people that you think you are. You are a people who have a great culture. You have great accomplishments. You have every reason to be proud of those accomplishments, but you have no right to be murderous in this way, and you have no right to disrespect the rights of other countries who also want to survive on their own. And you need to accept that, and you need to transmit that to the world, and in particular to Iranians, because right now, if I were Iranian, I would not believe a thing you're saying diplomatically, and if I don't believe it, I'm going to stay at the wheel, and I'm going to continue these attacks, and it will eventually result in terrible damage to Israel beyond the terrible damage that has already occurred. And anyone who thinks that terrible damage has not occurred to Israel has been smoking banana peels. Is just not understanding what this reality is. The economy of Israel is a shambles, and incidentally, I should say, as an American, and let me, I don't think of myself as an American Jew, but I do come from a Jewish background. I think of myself as an American, not as an American Jew. But I can tell you, as an American, Americans are fed up with Israel. Israel does not have this relationship with the American population that it used to have. I talk to Americans all the time who say, I'm not going to war to defend those Israelis, and I'm not going to be sucked into a war to defend those Israelis. So Israelis who think that they're going to be on the gravy train after this thing happens, better think twice, because the American population is rethinking, and I mean the population. And I'm not only talking about Americans who are non-Jews, I'm talking about Americans who are Jews. And like I say, I do not think of myself as an American Jew. I think of my wife as a Catholic. I don't think of myself in these terms. But I can tell you that I know a lot of American Jews, and I'm not alone in the view that these guys in Israel have taken advantage of the United States, and I'm finished with them, and a lot of other Americans are. And they've got to think about that because they have an economy that they have to rebuild. And the amount of help that they may be expecting to get is very unlikely to be what they've been getting in the past. That's my expectation.